Hey guys, I'm Kayakis and welcome back to Chef Night, where today we are going to be exploring the final area of this dungeon. So we hop on in here and we have a cool 30 billion gold and 281,000 emeralds. That seems like a lot. Are we able to do anything with that? We very well might be able to. What is this? I like that the fact that it's the end of the line for this one, so I guess I'll just grab that so I kind of end out that line. And what else do we have here? Alright, so after taking a quick look at everything, it looks like everything that I can afford, or so everything that is green, costs emeralds. So that's a little annoying, but I guess we'll make it so our lightning chains more. And then let's come into here for attack speed. Let's go for crit damage, sure, why not? That'll unlock a 2.5 trillion gold thing. Increase hammer throw rate, sure, why not? Let's see, we could increase our critical damage again. Let's increase our spatula radius size, and that should be it. Alright, into the dungeon. Let's take a look at what Candy Caverns has to offer us. Alright, let's grab these bags. So, what is this? Oh, I was not paying attention. Taking a look at everything. Is this Jello? Little Jello cubes? No idea. Let's remember to use everything that we have at our disposal. Will I break that thing? Looks like I just did. Did I even kill anything? I've got 4 chunks. What is that? I do not know, but I've got 4 of them. It's either Magi Caramel or Magi Caramel. It takes 4 just to do that, huh? Alright, well, we got one of those. We have some cinnamon. Get that all toasted up. Grab that bad boy. And that should be... Is that going to be a trillion? Yeah, it is. Neat. So we have a bunch of money now. Well, now things are really lighting up here. Let's perhaps roll speed. Yeah, let's just max that out because that's the end of the line on that one. Max that one out because it's the end of the line there. And what else do we have? Well, we won't be opening a door for a short amount of time. What do we have down here? Won't be opening a door for a short amount of time. 1 trillion to increase the timer by 40 seconds. Which this is very skewed because 40 seconds is definitely not 40 seconds. It's more like, I don't know, 3 or something. Alright, that should do it. We do have a ruby. However, I'm not sure if I want to spend that there or somewhere else. Haven't really looked into anything at the moment. So let's just spend whatever we can, wherever we can. And we'll call that good. Enough for now. Alright, back in here. Let's try to actually defeat some of these guys instead of getting distracted by everything. So we'll send that out. We'll get our spatulas going. There we go. One already down. Oh, and that one's down. Perfect. Yeah, this is going much cleaner, much better than last time. Maybe I got a bunch of stuff just from the map killing things. I'm not sure. But we've got quite a few more, 16, so we can make 4 of these things. And we definitely have enough spice, 23, to get them all spiced up. Alright, and after selling, we now have 9 trillion gold, which we can spend a bit of that on giving us some extra damage. Each one of these is 400. Got that 4 times, so that's 1600 extra damage. Hopefully that'll be enough to actually do some pretty good damage to these guys. More options for these rubies. Wind vacuum. Harnessing power winds. Now create a vacuum. Ah, pull them towards me. That's pretty good. And increase movement. I like the vacuum. I'm actually going to do that one because that sounds really handy, really useful. Let's see. We do have one more ruby. Probably just save that. And let's head back in there. So yeah, these are sugar clump fairies on what we're fighting here. But hopefully we should be able to do a lot more damage because, well, we upgraded a lot for damage. There we go. Yeah, just try to get a nice little stockpile in terms of all of these spices. There we go. That was pretty good, I think. Or at least that's what I'm going to be telling myself. Not bad. 32. So we doubled last time. Got all our 15 killed off. There it is. Gather 40 ingredients. It's too bad none of these kind of overlap where it's like cook it after you gather it. Alright. So the big thing we need to work on is probably our cell speed. You can see it's not necessarily slow, but it's slow. So that'll probably be something we're going to be looking into, which, I mean, we could actually get another 800,000% for 1 trillion. So get that twice. Hopefully that'll mean we can actually get these things sold off relatively quick. I doubt it. Let's see how quick that actually did. Pretty good boost, actually. And while all that is going, we could increase our season speed. I don't think that's really going to be worthwhile. Picking up a spice bag instantly throw some knives. I don't think we necessarily need that. Some extra time in the dungeon would definitely be worthwhile. 50, we'll just buy this twice more and get all of those. That was more expensive than I thought it was going to be. And max out our damage on that. What is this? Rolling pin damage? Yes, please. And that's just adrenaline boost. So we'll just spend the last of our money on that and continue on. Alright. Don't forget to send that thing out. And there we go. Yeah, keep taking hits. This, dangers on this map are harder for me to notice, apparently. Alright, let's come over here, just grab all of that. Send out the rolling pin. Yeah, if I could get something that increases the damage that my rolling pin does, I think that would be very ideal. Let's grab that. Nice. I was even able to get the chest. Very handy. And just taking a quick peek up at the floor, we are not even close to being able to finish that thing out. So, back in it. 72 of these little clumps. Not bad. That'll be a good little penny. Alright, and after some relatively lackluster upgrades, we are back at it. Yeah, I don't think I upgraded any of my damage, but I do really like this vacuum. It's very handy. And with how much I'm getting hit, I should actually probably grab that extra life that's in the shop. I've been avoiding it because I figure, well, just don't get hit. But apparently, that's not looking like an option for me. Alright, we did get a lot of gems, and I actually saw that we can increase our sell value by another 3,000%. So that is definitely something we're going to want to do, and probably next time we'll have enough gems that we can get an extra 4,000% on top of that. So let's go ahead, get everything deposited and cooked up. Looks like our cook speed could use a little bit of extra boost. We don't have enough money for that, but soon we will. So let's deposit these. I am curious. 2.7 trillion on the sell value. Pretty good. Let's increase our cooking speed 10 trillion for that. Man, that is pretty pricey. But as you can see, our cook speed is pretty slow still. It looks like our seasoning is not actually keeping up. But we do have enough spice to be able to season everything. Just grab all that and see how much money we end up. Alright, and after boosting our seasoning speed by a little bit, we can now get a seasoner automation. So, we get a little kitchen helper that automatically throws seasoned dishes to the shop, which will be incredibly helpful. And this guy, he wants some dental insurance to make him go faster, so we'll just max him out. Alright, so all we gotta do basically is put our ingredients into the pot and we will be good to go. Let's see, that's cooking speed for another 10 trillion. At this point, because of all the automation, I think we'll be fine. I think I want to come in here and try to get some additional, not time. No, not time, but enemies is what I'm looking at. Let's go for that one. And then because we have it, and a little extra health. Alright. Now let's save our emeralds. We have 3 rubies actually. So we should definitely try to come in and try to find a good spot to spend all of those on the next run. Or next time we are in the shop. Nice. Spatulas seem to be doing pretty good damage actually now. And it's really handy. You just go into a big group and they all get vacuumed into the area of effect. Very handy indeed. And if they're already injured, well, they don't last too long after that. So if I could actually increase my damage on that, that might be one of my most damaging items or effects that I have. And there we go. Nice. So we got that 1 million in total. That's that done. Cook some dishes. There we go. I don't think we'll be cooking 150. But hold on, before we go on and forget, let's increase our sell value only once. Not enough money to get it twice. Or gems, I guess it is. But there we go. Wow. We almost insta deposit all of that. And yes. So all we gotta do is throw it in the pot and it goes straight to the selling block. Very nice. So let's hop in here and check out what we can do for upgrades. Alright, so we'll get some more base damage here, which leads to more attack damage. Oh, so that's the percentage of it, which would be pretty good, and even more base damage. So looks like this has 4 more. I could actually max this thing out, which I think I will. Alright, so that should be quite a bit more damage. We'll grab this and see what's after that. Even more crit damage. So right now we're at 87.5. There it is, we're at 100. And can I just max that out? I can. So we are now at 137.5%. Let's just grab that. Just because we can. And let's grab that, see what that leads to. Some more purple lightning. Alright. Do we need increased movement speed while spatulas are active? Maybe, maybe not. And then we actually don't have too many ruby upgrades, so I'm considering just grabbing some of these. I thought there was one. Did I grab it already? That makes it so that adrenaline happens while we activate our spatulas. Increase the adrenaline duration and that one. Alright, we don't need that. Back into the candy caverns. Send out our rolling pin, and you know, that's a pretty good cluster right here. We'll just go ahead, hit all of them. Send out our rolling pin and come over here. Activate our spatulas. Yes. The spatulas are very handy, and then when you have enough time left over, or when your rolling pin goes off cooldown, they're all kind of clustered up and weak, so you can just kind of finish them all off right there. Alright. Decent. Nothing to write home about, but decent. Alright, back into another run here. I was able to get a few upgrades to help our progression into the clearing the floors. So hopefully we are just able to sneak into this next room. Are we able to clear? Oh, let's grab the recipe actually. Are we able to kill off? I think we got him. Is that like a salt shaker? I don't know. Looks like milk to me. Can we get even more before time runs out? Just barely. How about right here? Alright. Don't know what it is, but we got 8 of them. Gnomish ice cream. I think I was right with the milk. Alright. So, let's go ahead and throw all of that in there. It takes 3 milk, huh? Yikes. That's a lot. Alright. But let's just take another quick look. Mimilks. Okay, so they're like mimics, but they're milk. So Mimilks. Well, guess we're going back in. I didn't actually mean to go back into another run, but here we are, so may as well just get it all completed. So just like last time, try to manage to get to the next floor and get us some more milk. Wonder if we're ever going to make that pizza that we tried from the beginning of the game. At this rate, it doesn't really seem like that's going to be happening. Alright, but at least we will be able to get ourselves a good amount of spice, it seems like. Time, I just see that the time is ticking away. And it's hard to get any of these things down for the progress. Alright. Nice. We got that all good and taken care of. And unfortunately, that's it. Only 6. We did get 1,000,000 emeralds, which is pretty great. So now we're up to 3,000,000. Have to kill some enemies. Alright. We have a lot of options. Oh, wow. This goes to a lot of options up here. Let's see what kind of options we have here. Increase attack, cone range, gain damage for enemies killed, increase attack speed during adrenaline boost, and some attack speed itself. Very nice. Alright, well, let's deposit our ingredients and see what we come up with as far as cash. Right now, we're looking pretty good on cash. We have a lot of, well, a lot of trillions. Is that a caramel apple? Who knows? Alright, and after all that, we have 200 trillion gold. So, I'm thinking maybe we just kind of get some of these upgrades that are down here. Probably some of these that are costing some emeralds. We'll just grab all of those. I think we're fine for the other ones. And then coming over here, I think 100 trillion to increase our instant respawn. Sounds pretty good. 10 trillion. I could max this thing out, so that should give us a whole lot more enemies. And I do like the sound of that. So we're going to throw all of that in there. Reduce the enemy wave or time, huh? Yeah, we'll put all of that into there now. So we could still have 20 trillion gold, which we couldn't max out our purple lightning. Let's see. Bounce and bounce. So we can just get it to bounce a lot. I would like, well, I'd like cooldown and a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's see, killing an enemy with the spatula increases their size. I like that. I like a lot of the stuff around here, but this one unlocks something else that I saw, so that's why I went with that one specifically. And I guess just because we have, well, we have enough for this one. May as well. And that's all of our hard-earned money and currencies all spent up. And yeah, look at all these enemies now. Now we just need to work on getting it so that the door opens faster or with less progress. Nice. And yeah, our spatulas should be growing the more that we kill. And our time actually is almost full coming into here, which is amazing. Let's see if we can't get a lot of these milks all sucked up in here. And actually, I do believe our spatula's got a damage upgrade, which is amazing. This feels good. This feels right, being able to just absolutely hammer on them with the spatulas. We have a ton of time left, actually. And things are looking pretty good. This vacuum is really great. And then whatever I can't kill with the spatulas, I just send the rolling pin after, and hopefully that's able to get them. Alright. Not bad. 114 milk. 1.6 million emeralds. And things are looking up. Cook 300 dishes. Well, oh, that's not what I wanted to get into. I wanted to deposit everything. Good. Very good. So, yeah, the ice cream sells for about 15.5 trillion. Which means anything under 15, it should be now considered relatively cheap. Seasoning actually doesn't take all that long. It's the cooking speed. So actually we'll just max that one out. And then maybe just come over and start working on lightning. I'm not sure. Alright, so we did end up going pretty heavily into the lightning, which one of these upgrades took 100 trillion just for that, and it was 3 upgrades in that, so 300 trillion all spent in the lightning, and then just wherever I could next spend my cash. Oh, looks like actually we could do that. So I'll just I was going to let it run, but I remembered that if I come back with spice, then all my spice will just get burned up with these caramels. So I'm actually going to wait for all these things to get cooked up, and then I'll head back in. Alright, once again, back in here, right at the beginning. Let's see. Chests are already down. Our progress just absolutely flew up once I grabbed the spatulas out. Alright, send out the rolling pin, and yeah, I think the spatulas are our key to progression quickly. However, it's looking like progress right now on this level is pretty slow. But once I can get the spatulas out, it does speed up a little bit. Definitely need more damage, though. That is something we are definitely sorely lacking. And let's just send out everything that we have. Alright, well, things are going pretty good, I would like to say. Hopefully, hopefully it actually is. Hey, we managed to get to the 3rd floor. And are these crab apples? They kind of look like they're crab apples. I grabbed the recipe already. And if you notice, I did upgrade my health quite a bit. Come on, get them. Come on, get them. Alright, we got ourselves some crab apples. Oh, quite a bit of them. These spatulas are not something to get messed with now. Yeah, they are definitely doing some work. Oh no! Only 37, how sad. But we did get 3 million emeralds. Candy crab apples. Wait, let's see. Yes, they are in fact crab apples. Well, they did a good job with that because they actually looked like crab apples. What is that value? They couldn't just like round it up. Oh well. Deposit everything we got there. It takes 4 apples for 1 apple. Something's not mathing. Alright, and while the ding of money is still going, looking at some upgrades in here. So I did go through, I maxed out basically everything here. We just need some gems on this side. And then, what else? The lightning, I got the last one there. So looking into the rolling pin, it's kind of lacking. And so looking into probably some rolling pin damage. And probably some size as well, as those are relatively cheap. Alright, so we got those 2 bought out. And now for this one, an extra 2,500% for a cool 100 trillion. Let's just max that one out. And now we're getting into quadrillions for these upgrades. But hopefully that'll help the rolling pin carry its own weight. And can I get some base upgrade damage? Yes, I could get this 5 times. And I'm thinking maybe, but also I could just max this thing out, which would be probably a much better use of my money. So we go from 1440% all the way up to 3940. So, I mean, in my opinion, I'd like to think that that was well worthwhile. And we got a cool 30 trillion still, so we could get some of these. Chance to bounce. I think we'll just throw 3 into there, and we're probably looking at all we can do right on this one. So, back into the Candy Caverns. We should be able to do... Nice. Just got stunned into silence there as the rolling pin absolutely annihilated everything. That was like a one-shot kill on the candy fairies. So that was amazing. Really love to see that. So yes, upgrading the rolling pin definitely helped out. I'm still a big fan of the spatulas. I just like the whole vacuum thing going on. Alright, it would be nice if more crab apples spawned in here. Unfortunately, well, there's not many. Seems like there are more spawning in as the round goes on, but currently there doesn't seem to be a whole lot. Let's just get that. That should absolutely annihilate them all there. And we have a lot of time left, which I did spend some good money on increasing time. I'll be honest, I didn't know where my mouse was. I just clicked and that's where the rolling pin came out. Yeah. In all of this chaos, do not anticipate or expect me to know where my mouse is at any given time, because it's absolutely lost between the monsters and all of these drops. And we're on to the last stage. So, grab this recipe and work on getting a bunch of, well, I guess at this point it's probably just a bunch of crab apples. I don't know what goes with the crab apples. Or I don't know what I sold out of first. I think the crab apples were my low point, or my weakest link in the recipe there. But I would like to think we are getting a good amount of them. It certainly feels that way. We shall see in the end, which will be probably in just a little bit, actually. Alright. And just like, try to grab some spice actually. And just like that, the round is, wait for it, over. Alright, not bad. 750 apples, not bad. We got Mom's Pie. Perfect. I always wondered how she made that. And what is up with these? Are all the numbers? No, just these last two. They're just really weird numbers. Alright. Throw everything in. Oh, this actually takes a while. Definitely not an instant deposit now. I guess when you have thousands upon thousands of these things. Alright. Well, how much does that sell for? One pie, all seasoned up. I missed that last one. 780 trillion. Sure. I mean, I wouldn't mind a little bit of that. Even a fraction of that in real life. 1%? Can we go for a cool 1%? Alright, 10 trillion there. We'll get that going. I think cell speed is probably fine, but we'll max that out. We're really looking for cook speed, I think. So let's get cook speed hopefully maxed out. Yes. And extra season chance? 10% chance to become super seasoned? Wait. Why does this say... Okay. I saw a really big number there at the bottom and I got really confused. Actually, I'm curious. Can I see... Oh, we did that. And things are, well, they're speeding up, that's for sure. Oh, that's because he's throwing them straight into the sell pile now. So things are not getting seasoned anymore. I'm wondering if we can see if things are getting super seasoned or not. I'm looking at the pricing. I see a lot of 260s. I see a lot of 780s. But if a super season is another 3 times on top of that, I'm hoping to see maybe like a 2 quadrillion. That would be my ideal number that I'm looking for. But right now, not seeing anything. I'm also curious if it's visually different or not. Nothing really looked like it was, well, different in that bit of stuff there. Let's just grab that. So that is the whole bottom section all done up. We'll add another 150 seconds to the timer. We will hopefully max that out. Yes. So now we have an extra 50% chance for more ingredients. Get to the door faster. How much is that? 20 trillion in this economy? Yes, please. 100 trillion, so that's going to be a total of 600 trillion. Yes, I think we can afford that. And I mean, oh, that's 1 quadrillion, huh? That's fine. We can afford that. Wait, it goes from 1 quadrillion to 35 trillion? Well, that doesn't really make sense, but I'll take it. Take that all day long. Max that out. 30 trillion, max that out. I mean, if it doesn't cost a quadrillion, just click that thing until it's done. 150. That's gonna make this thing like an insta-kill. Absolute shredder on that thing. 15 trillion, easy. 10 trillion, easy. That thing, easy. Alright, what are we looking at for emerald-wise? Looks like that is our biggest bottleneck right now. We aren't even through this. Let's see. May as well grab that one. That looks like it. Back into... I could make ice cream or whatever it is, but I think we'll just go right back into it. We gotta kill some crab apples anyway. There's still at least one ruby upgrade that we don't have, and so I would like to see that. Oh, instantly done. Very nice. Let's go ahead, get our spatulas going. Alright. And is the door open? Very nice. And get our spatulas going yet again. Grab that spice. Let's see. Try to keep an eye out for these spice bags, because, well, we're always running out of spice. Alright, what did we run out of? Apples, so definitely need to target apples, which I think that's always what we're going to be running out of, especially if we're not spending all of our other resources, the milk and sugar. And we're on to the final map, or the final floor, and our progress to the end is going pretty quick, actually, especially given how much time we have left. I would like it if our spatulas were a even faster insta-kill. These crab apples, they last just a little bit longer than I would care for, but they still do very good damage. If you're not a crab apple, you are getting absolutely shredded. Very nice. Alright, the chest progress is getting very close now. And there it is. It is now in 1 billion damage. Where am I? Here I am. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. So just get the rolling pin rolling back and forth. We can get the spatulas going on it. Oh yeah, I think we got this thing easy. I don't even know where I'm at. So we'll just launch that out and hope for the best. Yeah, at this point, I'm not aiming. I'm just running around waiting for my cooldowns to proc. And hoping that I can hit something useful and worthwhile. But there we go. Level 4, all done up, and I'm still getting injured and damaged. Yeah, we might have gotten that 30 crab apples. Not quite sure. Alright. Back at it. Oh, the chest. The key. Is that my spatula? Or dagger? Ah, there we go. We can head back. We got the cheese, even though we never fought any cheese. I guess it was no fighting any cheese, only finding cheese. And we can finally make that pizza. There we go. Thank you for playing. This was fun. We aren't done yet, however, though, because we still have a tree to max out, which we are getting pretty close. So let's go ahead and get everything in here and see how much money we accrue. Alright, and this is what we're looking at for our skill tree. So just about everything is maxed out except for things that require these emeralds. So I'm going to go ahead and grind out until we get, I don't even know, because this takes 800,000, this takes 2 million. 500,000, 1 million, 800,000, 800,000, 800,000. So I don't even know what I need, like 30 million or something just to max out all these. Because a lot of these, or maybe all of them, have like 3 upgrades to them. So we'll see how long this takes. Alright, and just like that, we've got 15 million gems. Is that going to be enough to max out our skill tree? Not sure, but let's get everything all in here and sold up, why don't we? All right, and as our money is now climbing on up, let's check out. We definitely have enough rubies to max those out, and let's go ahead, max that one out, max out the hammer if we can. There we are, and now we are left to 4 upgrades, which have multiple upgrades in of them. Unfortunately, it's looking like we need 1 million plus another, what is that, 2.4? So we need another 3 million gems in order to finish this tree out. So actually that is just 1 extra run. So let's go ahead and do a run real quick. It's just a matter of coming in here, grabbing that chest, and going on through. Yeah, the first one definitely don't need to do any special attacks, anything. It goes by very quick. Second one, you can do a little bit. Third one, that's where it takes a little bit longer. Definitely need to get more of these attacks going, that's for sure. And then, yeah, just a simple little run around and kill things. Yeah, whenever my spatula goes, it definitely helps out that bar quite a bit. And yeah, as I run around, just making sure that I target the bags of spice. Because, well, that's kind of all that I need at the moment. And then I just keep my cursor up at the top because then I won't lose it, trying to keep it somewhere on this whole mess of a screen. And then, yeah, my rolling pin will just go seek that thing out. And for the most part, I like to think at least it's a good direction to attack as well. In some part. Alright. So it's just a lot of this. But you can see we already have the chest out. And we still have well over half of our time. And when I was going, I wasn't actually trying to kill the chest. I was just working on gathering as much material and spice as I could. So, yeah, just ignoring the chest basically. It breaks when it breaks. And, well, it does break every time. But for right now, we'll try to get that thing going pretty quick. And there it is. And just like that, can I get it? Oh, not quite. A whole nother round done up. In which we can come in here. And we can max out our skill tree. There it is. Master Chef. And we are working our way up towards 1 quintillion, but I still feel like that might be a little ways off. Alright, and let's just take another peek into the dungeons. Actually, I just noticed we are completely done with the quests as well, so it no longer gives us any quests, so there's no way to get any excess rubies. And yep, there's no hidden something or another in here, it doesn't look like. So that is it, all maxed out and cooking up pies. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a fun little series. I hope, and if you guys enjoyed it, please give it a like. Also consider subscribing. That would greatly help me out. I would appreciate that very much. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.